the God you and I know, the God, the true God, the living God, the God of Joshua, as Joshua said in Joshua 24, you can choose other gods, but my family and I have chosen the living God. So let's say this our living God, we have it and we still believe there are other gods. So which means that on the day of creation in Genesis, that as the Bible told us that the world was a formless void, verse 1 of Genesis 1, that it was only the spirit of the living God moving up and down. Then it means that God is there, the living God, and then there are other gods are there, and the world was a formless void. Maybe this our living God was the first one that called the shot, but there was nothing like that. Everything was created by God, including devil himself. Remember that devil was an angel of God called Lucifer, but he decided to disobey. As he became disloyal, God actually rejected him. So we know it. There is nothing like any other God, but register and terminology allow us to refer to other gods. But as we are stepping up in our faith and in our spirituality, we can try to avoid that. Nothing like any other God. So give to Caesar what is Caesar, and to God what is God. We come to know there is no need of we taking what belongs to God and then taking it to Caesar. Then, or taking what belongs to Caesar and taking it to God. We must have a clear distinction between these two. Although I have told you that you know that Jesus made every effort for people to obey the civil authority. But many people who are thinking also that Caesar can represent other gods or can represent idols, deities, and shrine, then it means that yet that Jesus had said that give to God. When something leads you to shrine, you also honor shrine. Nothing like that. We should not be doing that. And for us to understand the importance of us being very firm, we know that even the world as it is now knows the truth, despite the influence of internet, despite the pressure of social media on us. The world still knows what is correct and what is right. And that is how I saw the viral video of Oduheje, not Odumeje. The Odumeje I know is J-E-S-U-S. You can call him Odumeje, Odugeje, or Odueje. Manamoabu Oduheje is not my Odumeje, is Jesus Christ. I'm sorry to mention this. Many of you might have seen that video. And it's trending. You know, that's where I actually say truth must always prevail, no matter whose ox is being God. And at first, when that video started trending, many people were like, as in, what is happening? Catholic Church, can they allow this? But when we saw more of this video, we actually knew where something went wrong. He was invited at Opanam in Delta State by one Pentecostal ministry. But because they don't want to tell the people the truth, they now said that they are Catholic Orthodox Church of Nigeria. And the founder of this Pentecostal church actually imposed bishopric on himself. So he is the bishop of Catholic Orthodox Church of Nigeria. The priest here we know. Yes, we know that in Catholic Church, the Ecumenical Council has given us a leap to have the Orthodox churches. We have, yes, 21 Orthodox churches, but we know them. The Maronite, the Oriental Church, they have different names. And one thing is that they are in communion with the Pope. Their leaders are referred as patriarchs. So, but you see the world we are in now, anything goes, and people want to outsmart God. So even there are churches now in Nigeria bearing Orthodox Church, but they are not those authentic Orthodox church. Most of these Orthodox churches we have now are established by those who went to the seminary, but the church did not ordain them as priests. So in rebellious manner, they come to found these churches, misleading people, deceiving people. We have heard about Father Chilaka at Mbano. By last 7 years, many of you will come here and tell us there is one Reverend Father. Thanks be to God. The truth must always prevail. It's just a matter of time. I notice now that I don't even hear people again saying one father at Okiwe or Mbano. No longer. People have known the truth. He was actually expelled in the seminary. Maybe the zeal to become a priest was still there. I didn't know what happened or whatever. But we saw him operating as a priest, and he claimed that he was ordained in Orthodox Church in America. And then one certain time, one Oyibo man came claiming that he's his bishop. Anyway, whatever that happens, at least today, I thank God when we begin to name Reverend Father, despite the fact that that man does ministry, that he has a ministry, and he does healing. I wouldn't know whether plus or negative healing, but he does healing. But at least as of today, I know that we are not talking about famosity here. We may be talking about another thing. I will not say everything because I name people that are involved. So that's also how we started seeing other people coming up. And now, instead of linking to those Orthodox churches that we know, they now come to have independent Orthodox churches. And that is why I call them Pentecostal. Like what is happening at Okpanam. Even if you see the history of that man that called himself bishop, he's not actually related to any church. Orthodox church are not independent church. They are Orthodox, just like Catholic, like Anglican, like Baptist. But what you have now, people can do anything. Maybe he has actually studied the psychology of the people there and know that many of them are Catholic oriented. So the best thing to pull them and catch them is to have something that is similar with Catholic faith, doctrine, and beliefs and practices. So that's how. Then calling the Pentecostal ministry Catholic Orthodox Church of Nigeria. So once you see the Catholic, people will come and then they can actually copy, imitate what they do in the Catholic Church. So because if it is an authentic Orthodox church, the Pope will know. I don't know whether you knew the time that there is one Maronite church by the Lebanese at Apapa. There was one established in Ibadan. The bishop must approve before their bishop comes in. Fathers, please, am I in line? Reverend fathers, am I saying the right thing? You know, I am going deep. I don't want you to think I am actually, fabricating things. At least I know the priest here is supposed to know. We are taught of this. So even before any Orthodox church, any arm of those 21 Orthodox churches come into Nigeria, the bishop will be away. They will come with the permission of the Pope. So it's not just that you come and you establish Orthodox church. So that is actually what is happening. Thank God that later we knew what happened. Because I know that many Catholics were boiling. Which Catholic church? Which father? Because even the bishop, he called himself bishop. Why didn't he dress like a bishop? To confuse people, because people know bishop will not be doing kabashing adoration. The priest understand what I'm saying. You can see what is happening in the world now. He wore, in fact, the chasuble I wore on Sunday was similar to his chasuble. He wore a chasuble like this, and they had the image of Jesus in front. So he says he's a bishop. Why is he not putting his red cap on top? Can you imagine? So you see, people don't understand certain things. He knows that if he dresses like a bishop he is, and then he's doing adoration, that people know bishop cannot do kabashing. The priest understand when I say kabashing adoration. So adoration is adoration, but at least at times we feel that we call it bubu yaya because of the force, the power. You understand it. It's not that bishop cannot do adoration, but why I'm using that, employing that terminology, the kabashin adoration, the priest of course understand, so that the church will not call me to order tomorrow, say, who says bishop cannot do adoration? Bishop can do adoration, Pope does adoration and benediction. But the kabashin adoration, the bubu yaya own, the fire own, you know. So you see, so he didn't dress like a bishop, he dressed like a priest. And then if actually in the adoration you don't use chasuble, but he has to bring a chasuble that will give him a leverage for him to have the imprint, the image of Jesus, for people to believe more. And then you can see the tiny monstrance. He prayed, empowering, I don't know who he is, maybe Jesus Christ, empowering Peter, empowering Odumeje, and Odumeje carried the monstrance. As far as I, Leo, is concerned, that is not blessed sacrament. So for you that comment in social media, you know I cannot comment now. For you that comment, use your finger and the brain God has given you. And the wisdom God is exposing at this adoration right away. Type. No, that thing is not blessed sacrament. It's not consecrated by an ordained, validly ordained Catholic priest. Simple. And we know when it comes to the liturgical activities in the Catholic Church, especially linking to the Eucharist, the priest is the ordinary minister. And you know why I am bringing it here? My brother, Una Odumejunu, you see, anything goes. I wouldn't know how long people will learn. For the Odumejuno, for me, Leo, from the first day, even when I didn't know that he was a pastor, I was seeing him as an entertainer, a comic maker. Let me not say a comedian. He's even more than a comedian. I was referring to that man before I knew who he was. If you're on social media, this thing pops up. When I see the kind of things he do, gesticulations, funny things, I don't even take him just an ordinary comic maker or comedian. I take him like CL. For those who have brain, you will know where I'm going. I'm not calling anybody any name. CL. Then you fill in the gap. Seriously. I have met him on 31st December 2019. I went for a program in my town. I went for a crusade in my town, and I need to be here also for the crossover. So we met, I met him. You can imagine, I coming from crusade, and I am going to have crossover in the night. I believe that the Spirit of God is in me. But quietly, I was where I was in the plane. When we came out, the kind of drama at the Karazua is the baggage claim area. This man, in fact, what you see in TV is a tip of iceberg. No, I knew Onyekachi Ukwuani had seen this man face to face. What you see in TV, why will I lie in this altar? For what? To impress you or to make you to be happy that I am? No. What you see in TV is just, that one is junior to what you see in real life. The whole time we were standing there, I can't count a second this man was like this as a man of God. I can't count a second. Every second. Somebody will shift. Those people from abroad, you know, many of them go back during those days. Some of them see him in the internet. So some will come to him, want to talk, you know. Throughout, God, why will I lie here? Why? You can imagine. So we see a whole lot of things. Person like me, an ordained priest. I was there. Who knows me? I don't even, some of you have met me in airport. You know I disguise. Many people have met me in airport. If you see me, you will not even know me. Because when you attract this attention, self, one day you will be the one running. I know what I'm saying. If you go to Nigeria, especially this international airport, I think that 80% of stars there, they wear bangle. Many a times I'm traveling is when now I come one-on-one with somebody on the counter. They start, many people that work, they will know. They start, start to give me preferential treatment or what. I don't declare myself. But it's not even what I'm saying. I can be another priest or another minister there. But no, must you actually show everybody? That's why, thank God that before I even knew him as a pastor, that I saw him, the aspect I like, his drama. If he goes into Nollywood, he will pass Osofia. You see, one thing I'm referring, you can, these days, I don't like calling names. But I'm not saying anything bad about him. But you see, is it anything? You can imagine, you just come there. If God has called you in a particular way, if it is raising hand that you are using, why not use it anywhere you go? If it is actually touching people, why not use it anywhere? Then for you to, anyway, thank God that is not even our Jesus. It's not Blessed Sacrament, because the only person that can provide Blessed Sacrament is validly ordained Catholic priest. I have told you how they came up to that. But then, it's not just about these people. It's for us to see, what the answer. What do we gain? When we are here, we are there, we are in everything. They said, we are in everything. What do we actually benefit from it? Jack of all trade, master of none. That is it. And for us to understand it. So it comes to, for Jesus to say it, yet for us to, if you are in God, remain in God. If you have anything with the shrine, remain in shrine. Not today with God, tomorrow in shrine. And then if there is anything that makes you to leave God, yet it's for you to fulfill your civic responsibility. And that is why we see the need to pay our tax. Like the way it is happening now. Things are difficult. But no matter whatever, you need to actually fulfill this civic responsibility. And that is why we have come again in this 6 months to declare that this will be our month. It's better to declare during prayers. But as we, the priests, have decided to save time, that we do the reflection during the Mass, not coming out again. I have to tell you so that you understand where we are going. That we are praying again this month is our month of divine turn around. We have prayed in January, but this is the theme of the year. Even before the year ends, sometime maybe October, November, we are coming to pray again. Because we have declared this is the year of divine turnaround. It's not enough to only pray in January. Subsequently, we continue to pray that prayer point. And especially for what we have seen happening in our life, in Nigeria this time around. What do we need? And that is why even Jesus that says, when they were like, is it lawful to pay tax? Yes, would the Caesar takes the money you pay in tax. Why not? Give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Yes, and he does not just say it. That's why we don't need to, because you want to fulfill your societal responsibility, your civic duties, then you delay, you leave God and go somewhere else. And that is why Jesus himself comes to say, as you give to Caesar what is Caesar and to God what is God, you uphold the powers of God in order to change things. And those people that came to them, you remember what happened? Matthew chapter 17 verse 27. He told Peter, go to the fish, take one fish from the water, put your hand there, and you will see money. And Peter actually saw money. And that is why you see, if we trust our God, if we believe in God, if we remain in God, I tell you, we cannot lack. Problems will come, challenges will come, especially being Nigerian. Things are very difficult now. We don't even know our right from our left. Nobody can tell how the future looks like. It's as if to say everything is feeble. Everything is actually dwindling. But then we know, and that is how things can work for us. In the midst of the bleak nature of things, it's only God that can turn things around. We can see what is happening now. Apart from the fact that there is inflation, and we know also the hike in dollar exchange, in foreign exchange, and also for the fact that you and I know nothing is happening in government now. No substantial decision, no decisions that affect the life of people. Everybody is actually struggling now. And then also the situation in the world is not helping matter. The COVID still, the effects of COVID are still much with us. The impact negatively is much. And that is why many people cannot even go to China to import things. And that is where we are having problem. Even when you import and the thing is coming back, and when you finish selling, you will not even be able to send money again, because prices keep changing day in, day out. And then also, a very paramount concern is the issue of banditry now. We are no longer talking about insurgency. Another vocabulary has erupted in Nigeria, banditry. And trust Nigeria, it will start from somewhere, and before you know it, it spread everywhere. The banditry thing started in North, but now it's as if to say Imo State is the headquarters of banditry. We don't even know the one. Day before yesterday, the police said they have killed those who have killed that Gulak or what, that northern politician. And then yesterday, the governor of Imo State came out to tell us that is a political motivated murder and assassination. We don't even know the one. You remember last week also, those that we are saying, oh, it's IPOB, ESN, causing confusion. A whole load of them came out again and said that those who cause violence in Imo State are coming from outside the state. We don't even know the one we are going to believe again. And we know it. I want to ask somebody here, if you know English well, clear me. What is difference between banditry and insurgency? What is the difference? I don't see any difference. All these things are one. We know it. The center cannot hold again. Things are falling apart. That is our country. Okay, imagine, we are saying, like whatever it takes. Even if you are doing well on your own. I know two people that they were traveling for business in the East. They were not able to go for that business. They have to turn back. I know somebody who was traveling also for business. Nobody told the person to turn back because he received a call that they arrested the friend. What did the friend do? The friend was in a taxi, in a bus. And then they are stopped and searched by the military everywhere now in Imo State. So now they stopped the bus, and when they searched the bus, they saw some things that we are indicting the driver. But they know the truth. But what happened? They took everybody to the barracks and they detained them. So we know the ground is not level, and that is our problem. How do we come out of this? There is no way children of God will lose hope in our God. For Jesus to say, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and to God what belongs to God, it means that if you are on God's side, God will be on your side. And that is why we continue our prayer. It's wonderful for us to know, verse 28 of Romans chapter 8, that God turns around everything for those who love him. Whether Buhari or those working with Buhari one, let them destroy Nigeria. It's not everybody that can run away. Everybody doesn't have means to run away from this country. Even as Pastor Paul Adefarasi has said, Nigerian set option B. We know the truth. It's not everybody that has means to make the option B to be fruitful. And where are we running to? Even if you run, like, thank God, you and I, majority of people here, if not 90%, are Igbos. Thank God that Igbos will still refer back to their home. Even if you run away, somebody must be at home. If you and your sibling and everybody in your family runs away, by the time you are coming, your father's compound, you will never recognize it again, because another person will take over. And once you do forget, the person will come and, how can I help you? On a mazimo, please, if you want to come talk to anybody, call on phone. Bam, they will lock the door. You know what I'm saying? So you see, let's not just see it threat that everybody should have option B, and the option B is to travel. Even if you have the means, which we know not everybody has the means, and you have the means, thank God for the Igbos here. You know what it means. If you have the means and you leave your home, as simple as that. What do we do? I still know that my God is in business of doing miracle. And that is why it's not just to pray once for that beginning of the year prayer point, but at a point we come back to it and we pray. As far as this adoration of Omeiheukwu Jesus is concerned, I see the hand of God here. Isaiah 25 verse 10. I believe that God is here on this mountain. He lives, he reigned. What happens? Buhari does not care about me. Even if Buhari does not care about me, my God will care about me. The governors or those in charge, they don't have concern. See what they were debating the other time in the Senate. Can you imagine that NYSC will be scrapped or scratched at this time? I'm not, understand me, I'm not saying that they should not do their work. But is it what we're supposed to be saying now? And then that those that pay ransom for kidnapping, that they should go to jail. That's the reading. I think it's now on the second reading. It's gathering momentum about, about our lawmaking here. He who the highest bidder takes it all. Anybody sponsoring that bill, if you have your money, they will be actually approving it, and it will be going. Yes, we see. But then we know they may not be concerned. They may not care. But our God cares for us. And that is why what is paramount to us is to cling on this God. There are no two gods. The things of God, no option. We have no alternative. God is the option A, option B, option C, option D. And no way except to cling and remain in him. And that is why we see it. What do we need to come in to campaign that are jostling for political positions and offices?